How's it going, YouTube? This is Court with the Infinite Tradesman. Today, I'm going to be building a vacuum chamber. So, I'm going to go ahead and put all the parts in the description that I use, but we got a bunch of 1/8 inch MPT fittings. I got a valve here, a T fitting, an 1/8 inch by 3/8 tube adapter, I guess. Then there's 2 male fittings for the T fitting. So I got a 1/8 inch NPT tap, and then 11/16 wrench and a 7/16. So I got a 12 by 12 piece of 3/8 inch plexiglass I'm going to be using for the top. So the diameter of the chamber I'm using, which is a Tefal pot, is 9.5 inches. So I have to be able to get a 9.5 inch circle. I'm going to go ahead and make it 10 inches just to give it a little bit of overlap. So how you do that is you go ahead and measure 5 inches from the post. Be very careful. Hold the pen straight up and down. Alright, so let's go ahead and measure that. It's not 10, it's like about 9 3/4, which will be fine. So we'll go ahead and do that. So if you guys have any questions about finding the center of a square, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Measure from corner to corner on each side and draw a line through where it intersects is the center. So there's our circle. I'll cut that out here in a minute. But before that, I'm going to assemble the valve for the lid. So we're going to take this T fitting and put one of these unions in it. So I got some plumber's tape right here, just some Teflon tape. I'm going to install that. So it's important when you are using this to make sure that you don't drop it. To make sure that when you do it, you have it so the tail does not unwind while you're tightening it. So this guy is going to be the bottom. Go ahead and screw that in. More. Alright. So we need one more for this side right here. I'm not very graceful with this stuff, so please bear with me. So what I'm doing here is just trying to rub around the corners because I have some material on the inside where the hole is supposed to be. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the top part. And tighten it down. I don't know if you guys can get the T-fitting with the male fittings already built into it. If you can, I would probably do that. Might be easier, but if you can get one with two and then a female fitting, that'd be ideal, because the female fitting is for our vacuum gauge. Alright, that's good. So next is going to be, we're going to be putting our valve right here on the T-fitting. So I'll get some more Teflon. Ah, crap. Told you I'm not graceful with this stuff. All right. And if you guys didn't notice, I just put that against the thread, so you can laugh at me all you want, it's okay. But this should still be fine. You know what? It might work. I'm not gonna halfway do something in this. Just tried to do it again. Alright, gonna rub the material off again. There we go. So make sure you put it on with the lever facing away from the T. That way you have no interference when we install the gauge. See if we can get one more turn out of it. then we're gonna go ahead and put our hose fitting on there. All right. Go ahead and install this guy. Just trying to make sure I don't cross thread it. There we go, should be good. All right. So the next thing we are going to put on is our Winters vacuum gauge. So just so you guys know, you can buy all this stuff on Amazon. This is where I bought all of it. It's all on Prime, except for the valves. I got those at my local hardware store. So just be very careful with this so you don't break it. This is the most expensive thing. On this valve assembly that you're going to be installing, so I think we can get down one more. Alright, I always try to make sure everything is square, so just take pride in your work. That way you don't have to do it all over again. So there's that. So next what we have to do is cut out our plexiglass. So let me go do that and I will come back to you. I'm going to be using a jigsaw and my grinder. I have a belt grinder because I'm a knife maker. So alright, I'm back. So I got it cut down. I lied, I ended up using my table saw and then cleaned it up with my belt grinder. So it was half a lie. But anyways, so I also drilled a 3/8 inch hole right there. So what we're gonna do now is use this 1/8 inch NPT fitting, or not fitting, tap to tap the threads. I have a T-handle for this, but it is not the correct size for this. So this 3/8 hole should work. So when you're using a tap, just make sure you go nice and slow. That way You make sure you cut some good threads in there. I used my drill press to drill this hole, so that way I got it in there nice and straight. So you should be able to find most of the stuff at your local hardware store. I just happen to live in Hawaii, and some of this stuff is a little bit more of a pain to get. So Amazon has become one of my best friends. So, not through yet. So while we're doing this, I'll just talk a little bit. So I have a video up on YouTube of the very first vacuum chamber I made, which worked okay. It was made out of a 64-ounce mason jar, but I had done a lot of modifications to it since the original build I did, because I didn't think of doing a check valve like that. So when I turned the vacuum on and the level of the bubbles was getting too high, it started sucking up my stabilizing solution into my pump, which in turn ended up ruining my pump. But so you gotta be very careful when you're building these. Well, not building them, when you're using the vacuum chambers, to pay attention to the level of liquid that bubbles up, so you don't suck it up anymore. So, I'm sure you could probably see it happening on my video. I mean, it's a good, cheap way to build a vacuum chamber, but I needed something bigger, and so I could do more volume while I stabilize my wood for my knife handles. So we're almost there. So I was looking on eBay and everything, and I saw a bunch of vacuum chambers for sale that looked similar to this, but it didn't look like the quality was there. So it looked like it was super thin wall pots, and I know I could build one better than what they have on there. So alright, threads are cut. I'm going to go ahead and peel this top layer off. I don't know how many that are watching this are knife lovers, but me being a knife maker, I'm also a knife lover. So if you guys were wondering, this is a Microtech LUDT automatic. I love that knife. I actually have the new Benchmade 940-2 on the way. Pulling that off so it doesn't get trapped. So, alright, so we gotta do some more taping. You always see me brain farting when I try to start taping this. So I always start taping it in the wrong direction. So. Just pulling that extra little bit off so it's not blocking the vacuum hole. Alright, now we just gotta screw her in. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. So, there's that. Looking nice. Alright. So next, we have our pot. So, for our pot, we're going to, this is for the seal for the pot. So we got some silicone tubing and split it down the center. So all we're going to do with this is put this all around the edge. Sorry if the camera angles aren't that great. I can't see the screen from where I've been shooting, so I've kind of been doing it blind, but it looked good when I set up the tripod, so we'll see. Alright, so I just want to slightly overlap that so we don't have a leak in our seal. Alright, that's that. So go ahead and peel the bottom of that off. And there is our new vacuum chamber, built and ready to go. Alright, so we'll get to volume 2, will be the testing of it, but in the description of this video, like I said, I'll put all the materials in there so you guys can build your own. I mean, it's not the cheapest vacuum chamber out there, but it's sturdy and it'll last you a long time. So one thing I ended up doing was just put a little bit of electrical tape across to keep the seal down, and I put it also on the seam right there. So yeah, so stay tuned for volume 2 for the test. Thanks.